Also, you might want to link me to the slides you have.
Yeah, we are on. I'll upload them right here, but we're on.
All right, so we're gonna have a little bit of a short run recap this week as unfortunate circumstances have hit us. I am this season's host, Ranter, with my fellow guests today. We're gonna have the commissioner Zoom tonight, and we're gonna have Jason from Black Knights tonight. So, how are you guys' nights going so far, despite the last minute crap going on?
Pretty good. I made these slides in about 10 minutes. I labeled them pretty good though. I put we have Jason here, and he's a renowned cheater, so I added that.
Yeah, I see that.
Also
That's interesting.
And you.
So
I thought that was appropriate.
Yeah, it's very appropriate. Let's start off with the power rankings real quick because we only have a very short amount of time. So we have my power rankings. I don't think we're this far off. I think we're somewhat close and somewhat agree on some of this. Especially our bottom three in the mid tier and the top two. Like we somewhat agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody has the same top three. It's just they're shuffled all around.
I'm
kind of actually glad we didn't stream yesterday because
we would have been so off.
Yeah, those power rankings are awful compared to what we have now.
Yeah. I see everyone's has just changed so much.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like. I'm vibing with the Black Knights hype because I feel that they have a lot of flexible players on this team, and their tank line's like good enough that they could make a push for the 1C. But the problem is what I see with this season of Toker, that all the teams are so close that anybody could be number one at this point. In my opinion, at least besides like the bottom two, I don't think Runback and Go Again will get a chance at it. I don't think Runback is like a bad team though. I feel like they could be the up of mid tier if that makes sense. And same with Go Again. I just feel like there's certain teams with high skill ceiling. That makes sense.
Yeah, I don't like the mid tier to me. Like, I don't know. I could even argue like spot 3 to spot like. I guess you could argue the whole thing. Like, I have like a top 2 from yesterday that I like. And then beyond that, it's just kind of guessing game because we don't know a lot yet. But there's no like definitive awful team. It's worse than the rest of the teams. Like everybody can be everybody. I think on a good day.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think all the top 4 are like really close, or even the top 5. They're pretty close. I don't really know anyone on Runback, but so I don't really know how good they are. But
their tank lines like Alizu and Nichos, right? And
I mean, they have an inner support line with like a mixed DPS line and like a newer tank line. That makes sense.
I see.
So
you're okay.
I'm gonna go to some more of the individual questions here, and I'll start with Jason. What is your biggest challenge so far, like being as a player in general? Because you're one of the more veteran players. You've been here one of the longest in the league. So, what is your main challenge in this league, mainly from the past season to this season?
Main challenge. I guess I haven't really gone to scrims this week, and I didn't play in the match, but I had a lot of fun in the Icarus Invitational. Biggest problems or challenges? I don't really know. I think I like most people on my team. They're pretty cool, and I don't even know honestly how to answer that.
Biggest challenge is getting banned.
Yeah, getting banned by Zoom because he's actually. Did I get banned by Ranter or Zoom? I don't remember.
I never banned you, so.
I did me and Zoom did the investigation at that time, and nobody got banned. I think he got banned from every other league but our league, and we were like, "Why do they see that we don't?"
Oh yeah, I got banned from Flux Cup. I didn't know you were talking about that.
It's that situation.
Yeah.
Sheesh, bro. He flicked a hole 2 feet above a turret. It must mean he's aimbotting.
What I'm getting out of this is that you've just been having a more positive experience with Toker. You never really went through a challenge, not showing up the scrims, and just it's good.
Yeah, just chilling. I don't really care too much. I just play, have fun with people that I know.
And now I'm going to ask a similar question to Zoom, but I'm going to twist it a little bit. Instead of being a player, because you have been a player in Season 0. So when I So when I gave you the commissioner in season 1 or 2, I don't remember what season it was. What's been the hardest thing you have to do, like maintaining as the commissioner, especially when you're ghosting people all the time?
Okay. Well, firstly, man, I don't keep up with people very well. Like, I have a few people I'll respond to, like really consistently, and other than that, I gotta like sift through DMs every day. I think the biggest thing is like monitoring team stability, because in season 1 that was like the biggest issue, more so because of the start time of the league versus like League 0 starting up at the same time, which killed like, I mean, it killed 2 teams and like half the other teams were trying.
Oh yeah, team stability is a pretty good one. Another thing is until like last season mainly where we agreed to add this, I feel like a lot of teams just give up and then they couldn't make the playoffs either, and then they would just, like a Cargy Nuggets for example, they barely like in season 0 they barely made a playoff push entirely, and I feel like that also because of team stability. When they think they can't make playoffs, they just give up.
I mean, last season was pretty good, except for
Yeah.
functional, but
Yeah, except for that team. That was interesting.
I'm gonna switch to a more in the game aspect now. So, Jason, I know you didn't play, but like, what do you think like at least what you saw on the map you were spectating? Like, how do you think you beat Reddit that so dominantly when at least me and Zoom had Reddit at like near number 1 to the top tier? That makes sense before we changed our power rankings.
Yeah, I feel like their roster was pretty good. Like I feel like they were pretty good, but it seemed like they weren't trying. Like they were on Orisa Monkey on defense. Like that was just crazy to me. So I don't know. They probably weren't trying and also didn't have everyone available to play.
Okay. Makes sense. And Zoom, we didn't really get to see the other game. Like specifically me, you got to see the other game between Chess Club and Frauders. What do you think was the main issue for Chess Club in that series that you were the caster for that game?
I think DPS, they were just getting outmatched. I mean, I don't know how much you can expect from Ant and Pongo on a role they don't play a lot. Though Pongo was actually pretty good on the Echo, just like spamming clones in either tanks. Besides that, I felt just some of their comps were off sometimes. Like they would run Hog on King's Row with a Rhine, and just not having that Zarya kind of didn't allow them to really do anything because every time Copy had a grab, they would just win that fight no matter what. Just I don't know, that's kind of a DPS issue primarily, but that's not really their fault because they're main tank players. I think they just need to do some maybe reshuffling of the roster, and they'll be in a good spot.
I feel like the problem I see with Chess Club, and we talked about this a little bit, like after the draft season specifically. I feel like their roster could be like one of the best in the league, but we brought this up. I feel like their schedule is one of the worst in the league. It's like not all their players can make games.
I agree. Yeah,
and I feel that they're gonna have to go for a play-in run. That makes sense. Like they're not gonna make the playoffs. They have to go for the play-ins in order to make the playoffs, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
They seem very good on paper.
They have like you said, there's like all their players are pretty known, but it's just a matter of getting everybody together at once.
I feel like that's also like a little bit to RL. Like some RL is like the difference between RL and Chess Club. Though I feel like some of the players show up more, and I think there's a different problem with RL. If we look at a player like Stewie, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, but Stewie has to play on a real team, like an amateur team, in what, a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Wait, what's the last team you played on? Snowball.
Like what? Snowball? Yeah, the boys.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen Stewie in these leagues. How do I word this? He's ringed scrims before. Like it's not like he doesn't play the game. It's more like a team environment he hasn't been in, like in reality, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I feel like going into Reddit as well isn't the best team environment. And I'm not saying like it's a knock to the players or the management, because we've all, like, especially you, Jason, you experienced that management. They're not known to like be a serious management. They're known to just have fun trying to make it work.
Yeah. When I was on Reddit Lucio's, I think we scrimmed like once the entire season. Like they don't seem too serious. They're just trying to have fun. Just cool.
The crazy thing is about that, they're always like a top 5 team every season too when they do this. It's like actual like tactic.
Yeah, man, the Geno Sino managers, too many connections to not
succeed. The best manager.
So I'm probably gonna like just a little bit quick. Like the game prediction was it Lag Spike versus what's the team they're facing tonight? Go again. Who do you think's gonna win? Do you think an upset's in the board for Go again.
So I know Gogan had a ringer, but then they switched it, so now their ringer is Bakery on DPS.
Mm.
So I don't know. I feel like it's kind of dependent on whether their tanks can keep up with like Cannon and Addicts, but it's certainly the potential for an upset to be there, but I kind of don't really see it. But that's just my opinion.
Do you think they'll get some maps or not? I think it's gonna be a sweep.
I'm predicting 3-1 like Spike.
Okay, not a bad prediction.
Yeah.
I'll kind of mirror 2 and a 3-1 for like Spike.
I don't really know most people on. I don't know like half the people on Go Again, but I think probably a 3-1 also.
So
Or
we're all
3-0 for Lag Spike.
okay. So we're all across the board 3-1 for Black Spike.
I'd say 3-0 Lag Spike.
Okay,
Lag Spike's pretty good.
you're predicting a sweep. All right. So I'll kick it out with like the last question between you two. What do you think we should improve? Since I want to end up like what we could benefit from this season and the games. What do you think we can improve moving forward, like with the league, etc., for players or like either staff? Really, I know I'm gonna ask both your opinion because you're the staff side and you're the player side, and I'm the host side. So, like, what do you think? I'll start with Zoom because he's actually the commissioner.
I think I don't know. Probably like I feel like some of these teams don't take this like very seriously, right? And then there are some serious teams. I feel like if there was a way to like disclose that better before the season starts, so people that really want to try don't end up on like a meme team, and people that just want to mess around don't like end up getting drafted by a tryhard team, and then they just like request to be dropped within 2 weeks. But I mean that's kind of like a problem with leagues in general that people have been trying to deal with. So I don't really have a great solution for that, but kind of how like League Zero tried last season, or no, 2 seasons ago, where like Jeff just wanted to play with his friends and ended up leaving CDC, and it caused a pretty big drama. So I don't know, just some sort of solution to those kind of issues, but it's just really hard to manage that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And Jason, what about you? How would you try to improve the league if you could?
I agree with Zoom. I feel like whenever we're making Obake fan club, I feel like no one wanted to be on the team really because everyone knew it was just like a meme. And so I feel like if people were told more which teams were like memes or not, or like I don't know, you can't really make a team be more serious, like as a rule, but just tell the public that like what team you want to be on, like a fucking meme team or like a series team. I don't feel like there's like too many series teams this season, but I feel like it's more than last season at least.
Yeah, I feel like since we're like known to be the more scuffy fun league compared to like L0 or Horizon League or any like Flux Cup, for example. Even though people meme Flux Cup all the time. Like I feel like we're the more like laid back type. And like especially like when it comes to me, I'm very laid back when it comes to rules. Like I of course enforce the rules to an extent, but I feel like we're a little bit more laid back. And I do agree that there's like a difference. Like some teams want to take it seriously, some teams want to joke around. So I feel like trying to find a balance is going to be hard enough in and of itself. So if we could try to, how do I word this, fill the gap between the two, I feel that could definitely help the league improve. And I guess that's really it for this episode. Really, just to get some thoughts. We can't. I would like to go on further, but we have a game to cast Zoom. Yeah. So good luck to both teams tonight. And thank you, Jason, for being on.
Yeah, no problems. Thank you.
All right, see you guys in a bit.
Yeah.
Next week.